Top 20 Special Education Teacher Interview Questions and Answers. Good day and welcome to this Special Education Teacher Interview Preparation Guide. Working as a special education teacher requires patience, compassion, communication skills, classroom management, and the ability to support students with different learning needs. During interviews, employers want to see how well you can create inclusive learning environments, collaborate with parents and staff, and help students achieve academic and personal growth. In this guide, you will learn the top 20 special education teacher interview questions, along with professional sample answers that can help you prepare with confidence and improve your interview performance. 1. Tell us about yourself. I am a passionate and dedicated educator with a strong interest in helping students with diverse learning needs succeed academically and socially. I have experience creating individualized lesson plans, adapting teaching strategies, and working closely with parents and support staff to ensure student progress. I enjoy building positive relationships with students and encouraging them to develop confidence and independence. My teaching style focuses on patience, communication, and inclusion. I also believe in continuous learning and regularly improve my classroom management and special education strategies to better support every learner in my classroom environment. 2. Why do you want to become a special education teacher? I became interested in special education because I enjoy helping students overcome challenges and reach their full potential. I believe every child deserves equal learning opportunities regardless of their abilities or disabilities. I find great satisfaction in supporting students academically, emotionally, and socially. Being able to make a positive difference in a student's life motivates me every day. I also value the opportunity to work closely with families and educators to create supportive learning environments. Special education allows me to use creativity, patience, and empathy while helping students gain confidence and independence. 3. How do you handle students with behavioral challenges? When managing behavioral challenges, I remain calm, patient, and consistent. I first try to understand the root cause of the behavior because many students act out due to frustration, communication difficulties, or emotional stress. I use positive reinforcement, clear expectations, and structured routines to encourage appropriate behavior. I also create individualized behavior plans when needed and collaborate with parents, counselors, and school staff for additional support. Building trust and maintaining respectful communication are very important. I believe students respond better when they feel safe, understood, and supported in the classroom environment. 4. How do you create an inclusive classroom? I create an inclusive classroom by ensuring all students feel respected, valued, and supported regardless of their learning abilities. I adapt lesson plans and teaching methods to meet individual learning needs and encourage student participation in classroom activities. I also promote teamwork, respect, and understanding among students to build a positive classroom culture. Using visual aids, hands-on activities, and differentiated instruction helps learners stay engaged. I maintain open communication with parents and support staff to ensure student success. My goal is to create a safe and welcoming environment where every student can learn confidently. 5. What experience do you have with individualized education programs, IEPs? I have experience participating in the development, implementation, and monitoring of IEPs for students with special needs. I work closely with teachers, therapists, administrators, and parents to create realistic academic and behavioral goals based on student needs. I regularly track student progress and make instructional adjustments when necessary. I also ensure classroom activities align with IEP objectives and accommodations. Communication with families is important to keep them informed about their child's progress. I understand the importance of accurate documentation and maintaining confidentiality while supporting students through individualized educational planning. 6. How do you communicate with parents about student progress? I believe strong parent communication is essential for student success. I maintain regular communication through meetings, phone calls, emails, and progress reports. I always discuss both students' strengths and areas needing improvement in a respectful and supportive manner. I encourage parents to share their concerns and insights because they know their child best. When challenges arise, I focus on finding solutions together rather than placing blame. Building trust with families helps create consistency between home and school, which greatly benefits students with special educational needs and supports their overall development. 7. How do you adapt lessons for students with different abilities? I adapt lessons by considering each student's learning style, strengths, and challenges. I use differentiated instruction techniques such as visual supports, simplified instructions, hands-on activities, and assistive technology when needed. I also modify assignments and assessments to ensure students can participate meaningfully and demonstrate their understanding. Flexible grouping and individualized support help students remain engaged and confident. My goal is to make learning accessible while maintaining high expectations for student growth. I continuously assess student progress and adjust teaching strategies to meet changing educational needs within the classroom. 8. Describe a difficult situation with a student and how you handled it. I once worked with a student who struggled with emotional outbursts during classroom activities. Instead of reacting negatively, I focused on understanding the triggers behind the behavior. I observed patterns, communicated with parents, and collaborated with school counselors to create a behavior support plan. I introduced calming strategies, visual schedules, and positive reinforcement techniques. Over time, the student became more comfortable expressing emotions appropriately, and classroom disruptions decreased significantly. This experience taught me the importance of patience, teamwork, and individualized support when helping students manage emotional and behavioral challenges successfully. 9. What teaching strategies work best in special education? I believe effective special education strategies include differentiated instruction, positive reinforcement, visual learning supports, hands-on activities, and structured routines. Many students benefit from breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps to reduce frustration. I also use technology and interactive learning tools to improve engagement and participation. Consistent communication and individualized instruction are essential because every student learns differently. Building strong relationships with students helps create trust and motivation. I continuously evaluate student progress and adjust teaching methods to ensure students receive the support they need to succeed academically and socially. 10. How do you motivate students who struggle academically? I motivate struggling students by creating achievable goals and celebrating small successes. Positive encouragement helps students build confidence and develop a growth mindset. I try to make lessons engaging and relevant to student interests so learning feels enjoyable rather than stressful. I also provide individualized support and use different teaching approaches to help students understand concepts more effectively. Building positive relationships is important because students are more motivated when they feel respected and supported. I remind students that mistakes are part of learning and encourage them to keep trying without fear of failure. 11. How do you manage classroom discipline? I manage classroom discipline by establishing clear expectations, consistent routines, and respectful communication from the beginning. I focus on positive behavior reinforcement rather than punishment whenever possible. Students need structure and predictable environments to feel secure and successful. When behavioral issues occur, I address them calmly and privately, while helping students understand the consequences of their actions. I also work closely with parents and support staff if additional intervention is necessary. Maintaining fairness, patience, and consistency helps create a classroom environment where students can focus on learning and personal growth. 12. What would you do if a student refused to participate in class activities? If a student refused to participate, I would first remain calm and avoid forcing the student immediately. I would try to understand the reason behind the refusal because it could be related to anxiety, frustration, sensory issues, or lack of confidence. I would offer encouragement, provide alternative ways to participate, and break tasks into smaller steps if necessary. Building trust and maintaining patience are very important. I would also communicate with parents and support staff if the issue continued. My goal would be to help the student feel comfortable, supported, and motivated to engage gradually. 13. How do you work with general education teachers? Collaboration with general education teachers is essential for student success. I regularly communicate about lesson plans, student accommodations, classroom expectations, and progress monitoring. Working together helps ensure students receive consistent support across all learning environments. I also share strategies that can help improve student participation and understanding. Open communication and teamwork allow us to address challenges quickly and create effective instructional plans. I respect the knowledge and experience of other educators and believe strong collaboration creates a more inclusive and supportive educational experience for students with special needs. 14. How do you assess student progress? I assess student progress using a combination of observations, classroom participation, assignments, quizzes, and individualized assessments. I regularly review student performance to determine whether instructional strategies are effective or need adjustment. Monitoring progress toward IEP goals is also very important in special education. I keep detailed records and communicate updates with parents and support teams. Assessment should not only focus on academic growth, but also social, behavioral, and communication development. Using different assessment methods helps provide a complete understanding of each student's strengths and areas needing additional support. 15. What qualities make a great special education teacher? A great special education teacher should have patience, empathy, flexibility, communication skills, and strong problem-solving abilities. Understanding that every student learns differently is essential. Teachers must be supportive while maintaining high expectations for student growth and independence. Strong collaboration skills are also important because special education involves working closely with parents, therapists, and school staff. Creativity helps teachers adapt lessons and keep students engaged. Most importantly, a great special education teacher genuinely cares about students and remains committed to helping them succeed academically, socially, and emotionally despite any challenges they may face. 16. How do you handle stress in the workplace? I manage workplace stress by staying organized, prioritizing tasks, and maintaining a positive mindset. Special education can be demanding, so I believe communication and teamwork are important for handling challenges effectively. I also practice patience and focus on solutions rather than becoming overwhelmed by problems. Taking time to reflect, prepare lessons in advance, and maintain healthy work-life balance helps me stay productive and motivated. Most importantly, I remind myself that my work positively impacts students' lives, which keeps me focused and passionate even during difficult situations or busy school periods. 17. How do you support students emotionally? Supporting students emotionally begins with creating a safe and trusting classroom environment. I listen carefully to student concerns, encourage positive communication, and help students express emotions appropriately. Building strong relationships allows students to feel comfortable seeking help when needed. I also use positive reinforcement and encouragement to build self-esteem and confidence. Collaboration with counselors, parents, and support staff is important when students need additional emotional support. I believe emotional well-being directly affects academic success, so I focus on helping students feel respected, understood, and valued every day in the classroom. 18. What would you do if parents disagreed with your teaching methods? If parents disagreed with my teaching methods, I would listen carefully to their concerns and maintain respectful communication. I believe parents should feel heard and involved in their child's education. I would explain the reasoning behind my instructional strategies and provide examples of student progress or challenges when appropriate. My goal would be to work together to find solutions that best support the student's needs. Collaboration and trust are essential in special education. Remaining professional, patient, and open-minded helps build positive relationships with families and ensures students receive consistent support both at home and school. 19. How do you use technology in special education? Technology can be extremely helpful in supporting students with diverse learning needs. I use educational apps, visual presentations, communication devices, and interactive learning programs to improve student engagement and understanding. Assistive technology can help students with communication, reading, writing, and organization challenges participate more independently in classroom activities. I also use technology for progress tracking and communication with parents when appropriate. It is important to choose tools that match individual student needs and learning goals. Technology should enhance learning while creating opportunities for students to build confidence and independence. 20. Why should we hire you as a special education teacher? You should hire me because I am passionate about helping students succeed and committed to creating supportive learning environments for children with diverse educational needs. I have strong communication, classroom management, and collaboration skills that allow me to work effectively with students, parents, and school staff. I am patient, adaptable, and dedicated to continuous professional growth. I understand the importance of individualized instruction and emotional support in helping students reach their potential. Most importantly, I genuinely care about student success and strive to make a positive difference in every child's educational journey.